What we have today is another prototype auger. And before you guys get mad at me, let me explain. This has not been tested beyond 2,000 rounds a minute. In fact, it's the only one like it that I know about because it has magnets in it. Now, this was in response to me really not liking the spring system, because that's fine for, say 2,000 rounds a minute, and even then I don't think it's sufficient for it, because what happens, and it gets worse the higher RPMs you put behind it, is that you need to have a stiffer clutch spring. And when you have a stiffer clutch spring and it's pushing these BBs, what happens is, because it's a spring, it compresses, and then it doesn't allow BBs in there. And then it gets to a point where it just flings back, and you get intermittent, well, actually pretty regular air shots. And so what I did with the magnetic augers that Hodaka and I came up with was to drill a hole in the end of it, in the open end of the auger spring, and bend the spring, the end of it, towards the center, so it goes just in the center. And now what this does is it doesn't allow the spring to push back when this is in when it's pushing BBs up into the feed channel. So that worked pretty good, but it does require you to modify your, it requires you to drill a hole in your magnetic auger shaft, and it also requires you to bend your factory spring. Now this one, it's made out of some kind of plastic. It feels really durable. I can't flex it, which is very good. And it's a true auger. It's not got a spring on it, as you can see. Neither does it have the pins for the end like mine and the factory auger. So we're going to see how that comes into play, and this is going to take a while for me to test. First off, I think what I'm going to do is just start at 2,000 rounds a minute, the way the inventor of this had his gun set up, or probably still has it set up that way, with the 4,000 RPM Nishibo motor. By the way, this is TBK's design, and it looks really great, and I've got high hopes for it. It looks like it has everything in it that I was wanting. So we're going to test it and see if we can get to 4K with it, and I believe we will be able to. So anyway, back to the test. What I think I'm going to do is start with 2,000 rounds a minute with the 4,000 RPM motor and the original stock clutch spring, but I'm going to go ahead and tighten that down all the way, and then we'll go from there. Alright. And once again, we're back in the bat cave with the bucket of pain, and hopefully we're gonna make it rain unicorn tears. To do that, I'm gonna use this magazine. It's got the 4,000 RPM motor in it. I'm gonna take this magnet mod off, because I found with the other magnetic auger that it fights against it. So let's get all that off. And there's no other magnet modifications in here. It's got Ray's BB centering mod, but there's no magnets in this head up in there or anything. And I'm going to just swap this out with a male connector. And I'm going to do it with an 18.5 volt LiPo battery pack. I've got charging up right now. And I'm going to be using this Bumblebee with that's how I'm going to connect my battery pack. And the reason I'm using this Bumblebee is because this one happens to have the very latest edition of the SB4K in it. What it does differently than the previous version is when you turn the gun on, it cycles for a half a second instead of 2 seconds, because when you're pumping that much juice to it at 24 volts, that's how long it takes to fill up the channel from it being empty. So you're not spinning your clutch or wasting energy. It's just more efficient for 4K. Alright, we'll get to it shortly. Decided to change one small thing up. I had another Blackbird magazine apart, so I just pulled this part out of it, and I'm just going to drop it in here because it has the male connector already on it. But this part is from a 30 round magazine, and these are a little bit different than what you find normally in a Blackbird, because up in here it's concave. There's a flat spot in the Blackbird, and that means that your BB has to come down and out. These, it just rolls right out. Now, I know that a lot of you say that BB centering is really important, and I personally think the latch plate is all you need. I haven't had a problem with any of my GMC or original barrels getting chewed up from improper alignment, but then again, I run these latch plates. Maybe Jim was making them out of softer metal back in the day, but with the later barrels, I've never had a problem with it. I thought it would be important to mention that on this assembly I have shaved off one of the lobes that hits the shaker. For these tests, I'm just going to leave in these shakers. I know I was doing no shaker with my magnetic auger, but later on I found that when you have a full magazine, that it won't necessarily want to feed properly unless you have that shaker in there. Most of the testing I did with it was, with it about, I'd say, yay full, just because I had to take the magazine apart and put it back together so many times. And when the magazine was low, that's where you had your worst problem with air shots. So this clutch has never been tightened, so we're just going to go ahead and pop its cherry and lock it down. Not lock it all the way down. This one's tough. There we go. I thought. I bet a bunch of you are cringing out there right now. So I finally got it to tighten, and there's still a little space between the coils, so it should still turn. Hopefully it will, because I just put a bunch of Loctite on it. Okay, our battery pack is fully charged. It's a 5S 18650 pack. That's how we got it on here. Just running leads down to the battery terminals on the board. This is the first time I've shot this board, and of course the first time I've shot this auger. So we're gonna get it close to 100 as we can and then count. We're using 1000 PSI output. Oops. Should probably shore that up before I do any more shooting. Okay, we've got that secured, and there's still 18 on the counter. So we're just going to keep running it up to 100. 97. And now we're going to count. Let's go fishing. Sounded really good. And now that's at 2,000 rounds a minute. I know, Dub, I should have bought a scale. I didn't know. I didn't think I'd have to go back to the bucket. But here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So that's over 100%. I know that sometimes these things can give you double shots, so maybe there was a couple of double shots right there at the beginning, but very cool, very, very impressive at 2,000 rounds a minute. Well, why don't we just bump it up to 3 with the way we're set up right now? Okay, 3,000 rounds a minute. Let's go fix our bucket. Hang on. Munchkin's at the door. Oh, we're empty. Okay. I'll reset it. And you'll hear that half a second time. Alright, let's go for another 100. 3,000 rounds a minute. Oh, see, that happens when you don't have enough voltage. What is going on is there's only enough juice in there to just fire at one time, and then the motor draws away from the solenoid. So we're going to have to go with the 24 volt system. Okay, what we did was we took the battery pack off and put 6 14500s in here, and we're getting 25.09 volts right now. So we'll see how the motor does with this. Now in the last 3K demonstration, I had the 10,000 RPM motor in here. This is the 4,000 RPM motor. So if this doesn't work, we'll go to the 10,000 RPM motor. Sounded really good at 3,000 rounds a minute. 102. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88 out of 102. Alright, now this video is going to be long enough, so I'm going to make another one after I change some things up. Probably I'm just going to go to a stiffer auger spring and keep this 4K motor in it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.